Formula One has always been a global spectacle, weaving together speed, advanced engineering, and a touch of glamour. Its scale became especially evident when the organizers decided to bring the sport to one of the most iconic roads on the planet, the Las Vegas Strip. To host an event worthy of F1's standards, the sport's owners purchased a plot of land measuring roughly 400 meters on each side, near some of the priciest commercial real estate in the world. The land alone cost $240 million, and a further $100 million was spent on constructing a state-of-the-art paddock. From there, expenditures only grew. The local roads needed resurfacing to meet Formula One's high standards, which meant tearing up large sections of asphalt and laying down fresh layers to withstand the forces generated by racing cars that can exceed 200 miles per hour. These preparations took months and inconvenienced many Las Vegas residents and businesses. As streets were blocked and construction crews worked non-stop, temporary structures sprang up around the Strip, including grandstands, pedestrian bridges, and newly designed landscape features. By the end, Formula One's Las Vegas endeavor had exceeded $500 million in total costs, all for a single race that lasts about 90 minutes each year. While this might sound extravagant, Formula One's spending is not without precedent in the world of high-profile sports. Close to the new paddock, Allegiant Stadium, home to the NFL's Las Vegas Raiders, was constructed at a cost of around $2 billion. Dividing that expense by the 8 regular season home games in a typical NFL schedule yields approximately $250 million per event. That figure is not too far from what Formula One put into Las Vegas if one considers the entire $500 million investment. In other words, major sports ventures tend to carry enormous price tags, especially in sought-after destinations like Las Vegas. Other cities share a similar commitment to hosting Formula One. Singapore transforms parts of its bustling Marina Bay area each year for a night race, closing streets and assembling a temporary circuit framed by towering skyscrapers and waterfront views. Monaco, meanwhile, reorganizes its entire principality to accommodate the winding track that snakes through city streets and around the harbor. Such street circuits are challenging because they require meticulous coordination with local authorities, but they also generate global attention. Hundreds of thousands of fans flock to these cities over race weekends, fueling local tourism and reinforcing Formula One's reputation as a traveling festival of speed and celebrity. Despite its rich history and international flair, Formula One spent much of the 2010s struggling with a decline in viewership. The audience plummeted by about 1/3 in a 7-year span, and many circuits could not justify the financial outlay required to keep their races on the calendar. Some organizers lost money, failed to renew contracts, and disappeared from the schedule. Critics pointed to poor marketing and minimal digital engagement. Until recently, the sport's leadership did not prioritize social media or behind-the-scenes storytelling, leaving fans with a distant, at times sterile, portrayal of Formula One. There was also the issue of predictability. 1 or 2 teams frequently dominated the season, prompting many viewers to tune out once it became clear who would win the title. In 2015, for instance, Lewis Hamilton grabbed the championship lead from the opening race and maintained it unchallenged. He and teammate Nico Rosberg led more than 80% of the laps that season, illustrating how a single team's technical advantage concealed the championship well before the final race. In fact, fewer than half the championships in the previous 2 decades were decided at the last event, and such predictable outcomes dampened the excitement that drives casual fans to keep watching. At the root of this predictability lies the formula aspect of Formula One. Teams face broad technical regulations that still allow significant room for innovation, from aerodynamics to power units. A single breakthrough can lead to a massive competitive advantage, enabling one team to dominate. Other motorsports, such as NASCAR, keep the cars relatively uniform, so driver skill becomes the primary factor in the outcome. Formula One, by contrast, embraces its position as a technological arms race, viewing cutting-edge engineering as central to the show. This pursuit can result in uneven competition. The wealthiest teams can fund major research and stay ahead, especially when regulations change. Tweaks to the rules are periodically introduced to curb dominance, but the largest operations typically adapt more quickly, because they can devote extensive resources to new designs. By the mid-2010s, it became clear that Formula One needed a different kind of overhaul, one that focused on how the sport was presented to its fans. When Liberty Media purchased F1's commercial rights for $4.4 billion at the end of 2016, it made significant changes almost immediately. Previously, teams operated under strict limitations regarding social media use. They were not permitted to post a free flow of photos or videos showing the goings-on of the garage, so fans rarely saw their favorite drivers in any context beyond a news conference or a post-race interview. Liberty Media lifted these restrictions in early 2017, and teams were suddenly free to share behind-the-scenes details of their daily routines. The result was a wave of content that revealed the personal lives and personalities of drivers like Daniel Ricciardo, Lewis Hamilton, and others. Posts of drivers eating breakfast, working out, or joking with teammates made them far more relatable. Liberty Media also revamped Formula One's own digital strategy. Instead of pushing links to its website on social media, F1's official channels started posting direct highlights, classic moments, and fun tidbits about the sport's history. The move proved popular with younger audiences, who were more inclined to engage with short video clips and social posts than read lengthy technical articles. Another major shift occurred in television broadcasts. Historically, F1 coverage tended to focus on the leaders, often failing to show the midfield battles that could be quite entertaining. As the championship picture grew more predictable, fans who supported drivers lower in the standings found little reason to watch. Liberty Media pushed for a more balanced approach, shining a spotlight on fights for 5th, 6th, or 7th place. Live team radio snippets made the strategy discussions more transparent, and fans could finally hear the frustration or excitement in a driver's voice during the race. By 2018, these changes led to an uptick in viewership for the first time in a decade. This surge was most dramatic in the United States, where Formula One had always struggled to gain sustained popularity. Sensing an opportunity to reach even more new viewers, F1 partnered with Netflix to create Drive to Survive, a documentary-style series that began airing in 2018. The show took fans behind closed doors, revealing inter-team rivalries, tense negotiations, and drivers' emotional lives away from the track. Millions of new viewers, many of whom had never followed a race, were drawn in by these personal narratives. Soon afterward, ESPN renegotiated its Formula One broadcast deal, and the fee soared from a nominal amount to $75 million annually. Attendance records were broken at the United States Grand Prix in Austin, with fans eager to see in person the personalities they had come to know through social media and the Netflix series. More American races followed, first in Miami and then in Las Vegas. The once elusive US market was finally embracing Formula One. Although Red Bull Racing's dominance in 2022 and 2023 reminded fans that one-team supremacy remains a possibility, the difference this time was that a large portion of viewers kept watching. They had become invested in the drivers' journeys, from veteran champions defending their legacies to rising stars fighting to prove themselves. The introduction of a broader narrative focus ensured that even if the outcome at the front seemed inevitable, there were still stories worth following in the midfield, at the back, or in off-track rivalries. Once the focus expanded to include who was behind the wheel, and not just the technology that propelled the cars, casual viewers had more reasons to stay engaged. Other sports noticed Formula One's success and scrambled to produce their own versions of a behind-the-scenes documentary series. Golf, tennis, and soccer clubs rolled out camera crews to capture the daily lives and off-field interactions of their athletes. These leagues recognized that building personal connections between fans and players can keep audiences interested, even when the competitive results on the field or court are predictable. The shift underscores the broader realization in sports marketing. Authenticity and human stories can draw in fans at a deeper emotional level, sparking conversations online and fueling fandom beyond traditional boundaries. Formula One itself faces many questions about its next steps, from the push for sustainable fuels and environmental responsibility to the desire to control costs and level the playing field. Nevertheless, the series continues to seek new markets, with rumors of future events in regions that have yet to host a modern Grand Prix. Regardless of the location, the formula remains the same: high-stakes engineering and racing, packaged alongside compelling human narratives. Las Vegas might be the clearest example of this mix, blending cutting-edge automotive development with the flashy spectacle of an entertainment capital. The city's bright lights, luxury hotels, and glamorous setting complement the formidable engineering that powers F1 cars around 200 mph down freshly paved streets. What the modern Formula One era proves is that the sport is about more than just cars hurtling around a track. The drivers, engineers, team principals, and support staff constitute an ensemble that can capture imaginations worldwide if presented in the right way. Telling their stories, showing their triumphs, fears, rivalries, and camaraderie, breathes life into a discipline once seen by casual viewers as a parade of expensive machines. Liberty Media successfully showcased that when fans connect with the people underneath the helmets and behind the pit wall, they stay engaged through dominant seasons and regulation upheavals alike. Even when a title race looks wrapped up months in advance, the desire to watch a rookie score his first points or a midfield underdog snatch a surprising podium can keep viewers tuning in. In that sense, Formula One's revival is not simply about marketing savvy or money. It is a testament to the enduring power of human stories, which can resonate as strongly as any on-track battle for the lead. By putting personalities at the center of the show, Formula One has redefined how a global sport can maintain its allure, even when confronted by technological disparities and competitive imbalance. Through the glitz of Las Vegas and the centuries-old streets of Monaco, fans are now just as likely to follow the driver's personal journey as they are to admire the roar of the cars, proving that the human spirit and its narratives are every bit as compelling as the fastest machines on Earth.